I want to start with where we ended with the surveillance and the dancing. And here's why. We heard about brevity, and I'm all for brevity. There's no question. It'd been unfair to expect them to play 3 hours. I wouldn't have wanted them to. I might have squat. So I'm not criticizing for cutting it down. But there's another piece to brevity. There's context. I want you to look at this. She's on the bench. If you look at the times, she's over on the bench. It's like an hour and a half later. Hour later, where she gets in the game. You don't see this when you see a clip of her in the game running around, throwing the ball, chasing the ball, defending the ball, whatever soccer players do. What you don't see is a star freshman the year before who was on a full scholarship with very limited scholarships. Second team all-conference as a baby freshman. Starter, designated team leader, who's now an hour into the game sitting on the bench before she gets into the game. An hour riding the tide. To the point, her mother, who drove all the way up here not to miss a game, home or away, to watch her daughter as a star, a rising star, she was embarrassed and didn't want her mom coming anymore. And her mom wouldn't come. She didn't want her mom seeing her sitting on the bench. That's what's not shown in this video. I started this opening statement, seems like a month ago, it was Monday, Tuesday, saying nobody said she couldn't play soccer. You're going to see her playing soccer. We played some of the clips of playing soccer. This case is a kind of injury where she's sitting in a wheelchair. Remember I said her cane pain. That she can't do it. What she cannot do is do it at the level she did, and the price she paid cost her the scholarship. They took the chance on her. He knew she was hurt in a crash, was hopeful she was good enough to give one of those treasured scholarships completely to her, injured. That's how good she was. But she sat on the bench and could not perform at that level, lived in pain from continuing to try to live up to her personal drive, her personal goals, her personal ambitions and hopes and dreams, as well as a coach who had committed all that scholarship to her to push and play. And what you don't see is how late in the game she comes in. What you don't see is coming out, like the coach said, where the trainer's pulling her out, with spasms. You're seeing her doing what no one has ever said she couldn't do. What we don't have is, and I don't criticize it, no one had anything to film before this crash, but we don't see the beauty of an athlete at that level, what it looked like before the injury. I don't play soccer. I see that and say, wow, that's impressive. But she's not gone from second team all-conference, getting that full scholarship at a small school with very few to give out, to one player who's hurt at the time. We don't have to